Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast, Love and Courageous. I'm your host, Demetris, and today I'll be talking about the Jacksonville shooting, the gunman that murdered 3 black people in a racially motivated attack at a Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida. The gunman was identified as 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmer. On Saturday, August the 26th, Ryan Palmer left his parents' house, whom he stayed with in Clay County, Florida, around 11:40 in the morning and headed towards Jacksonville in Duval County near a historically black college named Edward Waters University. There is a surveillance footage around 12:23 in the afternoon that shows Ryan Palmer arriving at a Family Dollar General, entering the store and purchasing some items before returning back to his car at 12:29 p.m. About a minute later, a security officer has pulled into the parking lot and the gunman has driven off at 12:39 p.m. At 12:48, he pulls up at Edward Waters University in Newtown, which is known for being a predominantly black area in Jacksonville, and puts on the bulletproof vest. Now, there is actually a TikTok video of him getting dressed that was recorded by one of the college students. And the college student actually flagged down the campus security officer and told them that the gunman looked out of place. After being confronted by a security officer, the gunman actually decided to get in his car and drive off. The university police officer followed the gunman until he left campus and then flagged down a sheriff officer and told the sheriff that there's a suspicious person on campus. At 1:08 p.m., the gunman arrived at a nearby Dollar General and decided to shoot 11 rounds inside a black Kia, killing his first victim, 52-year-old Angela Michelle Carr. Then he entered the store, where he shot and killed employee 19-year-old A.J. Laguerre Jr. and a customer 29-year-old Jared Gallion. Now, they did say there was a white person in the store, but the gunman did not shoot them. Now, at 1:18 p.m., the gunman texted his father and told him to go into his room, where the father has found a will and a suicide note. Now, officers arrived 11 minutes after the shooting had started, and when the officers arrived, the gunman has already killed himself. Now, the 2 firearms that the gunman has used in this shooting, he has purchased legally early this year, and there are also neo-Nazi symbols drawn on the gun. Now, there were additional records released by Clay County, and they were saying that the gunman had at least 2 encounters with law enforcement as a teenager. One of them in 2016 when officers responded to a domestic violence where the gunman got into a physical fight with his older brother. Now, in 2017, the gunman was a subject of a law enforcement call under the state's Baker Act, which allows people to be involuntarily detained and subject to examination for up to 72 hours during a mental health crisis. Now, the sheriff T.K. Waters has said that a person who has been detained under the act is not eligible to purchase firearms. If there is a Baker Act situation, then they are prohibited from getting guns. He also said he do not know if that Baker Act was recorded properly or whether it was considered a full Baker Act. He also said that there was nothing indicating that the gunman should have not owned guns. Now, Sheriff Waters also said that Palmetto's father has found a journal in his son's room. The journal is called The Diary of a Madman, and it is clear in that journal that he hated black people. More than 20 pages of racist writing. Now, the gunman father did call 911 to warn them of the upsetting messages that he has found in his son's room 45 minutes after the shooting. Now, during the 911 call, which is nearly 10 minutes, the gunman father, Stephen Palmetto, has told dispatcher that his son has stopped taking his psychiatric medication and is rarely leaving his room since dropping out of a local college. The gunman has also flunked out of Flagler College and moved back home a few years ago and had a job at Home Depot but lost it. Now, Florida has a so-called red flag law designed to seize guns from people that are in a mental health crisis or those that threaten violence. The sheriff T.K. Waters has also said that he do not think the system has failed in Palmetto's case. And the sheriff believes that there is no firm evidence that the gunman had planned to carry out an attack at the Edwards Waters University. Sheriff Waters said he had the opportunity to do so and he did not. Based on the surveillance footage from the university, he does not believe the school was a target. The footage that shows two young black men getting inside a car next to the gunman that was sitting there. Sheriff Waters continued by saying the gunman stopping at a Family Dollar and the fact that the gunman previously worked at a Dollar Tree and then him going to a Dollar General, this was his attention the whole entire time. Now, the president and CEO of Edwards Waters University, Dr. Zachary Faison Jr., has said that we do not know, obviously, what his full intentions were, but we do know that he came here right before going to Dollar General. Sheriff Waters has also said that the gunman wanted to kill black people. He then decided to use the racial slur, which is the N-word, and said he wanted to kill ants, and after that he said that that is the only time that he will say that word. Jacksonville in the northeast corner of Florida has a population of 971,000. Almost a third of that are black people, and the city has a very long history of racism. On Sunday, August the 27th, was the 63rd anniversary of the Axe Handle Saturday, which is when a group of 200 white supremacists decided to severely beat a group of mostly black civil rights activists in 1960. In March, the FBI released an analysis of hate crimes incidents in 2021. Hate crime rates overall has increased by more than 11% since 2020. And according to the data, anti-black hate crimes made up the largest bias incident category with 31% of all single bias incidents in 2021. Now, Governor Ron DeSantis has said that Florida will give $1 million to Edwards Waters University to help the school strengthen the security in the wake of the attack. He also said that we are not going to allow our HBCUs to be targeted by these people, and that perpetrating violence of this kind is unacceptable and targeting people due to their race has no place in the state of Florida. On Sunday, 150 people gathered for a vigil outside of the Dollar General store, and Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, a Republican running for president who has rolled back diversity, inclusion policies, and revised Black history standards, appeared unannounced. Now, when he was introduced to speak, the crowd booed. After he spoke, the government was booed again. And now I'm just going to give my opinion on all this. And I just want to say to the people that are booing him, thank you. Thank you so much, because honestly, I cannot stand him. Like, the fact that he literally had the nerve to show up and try to act like, oh, this type of behavior was unacceptable. Your behavior is unacceptable. You're literally trying to lie in the school system and say that slavery was a benefit. Black people did not benefit off of slavery. We were raped, we were murdered, we were beaten. We did not gain any skills, but he is trying to lie in the school system and say that we as black people, that we gained skills from slavery. Black people, we were also kidnapped and we committed suicide. So how is that a benefit when we're being murdered, when we're being raped, we're being emotionally, physically, mentally, sexually abused? That's not a benefit. And it's just the fact that he also said that it's not fair to white people that they have to go to school and feel uncomfortable about learning about slavery. And I definitely want to put my input on this because, number one, let me just say this. I feel uncomfortable the fact that white people are raising their kids to kill black people. I feel uncomfortable. Do they think about that? I feel uncomfortable that the fact that he is trying to lie about my own history. Did he think about that? I feel uncomfortable when I'm going out in public and I'm being stereotyped. Did they think about that? I guess not. I feel uncomfortable the fact that white people have racist terrorist groups named the KKK, the neo-Nazis, the Proud Boys. Did they think about that? I guess not. So the fact that he stand here and he literally said that white people shouldn't feel uncomfortable. No, y'all just gonna have to swallow y'all white pride. Because at the end of the day, this is history. And no one told y'all white people to do the things y'all have done. So therefore, you just need to swallow your white pride and you need to get over it. It needs to be taught because this is history. And history is the most important and the most underrated subject ever. And the fact that he is trying to lie about this, don't try to cover up your own dirt. Because that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to cover up his own race dirt. He don't want to be seen as a bad person. Well, whose fault is that? That's not mine. We as black people didn't ask for this. White people ruined their own image. So be mad at yourself. But do not stand here and try to lie on black lives. And then the fact that he gave $1 million to the Edwards Waters University, like, you can keep that. All he's trying to do is get the popular vote. He know he made us mad, so he's trying to basically like make up for it, making it seem like that he support black people. No, you don't. You against us. And all he want to do is just win the election because he feels like now, since he said that, he feel like he's going to lose. That's all he's doing. He don't want to lose. So he's trying to make it seem like, oh, like killing black people is unacceptable and this is not allowed in Florida. Boy, shut up. You don't like us black people and you know it. And you never had my vote in the first place. So don't fall for it if y'all think he changing. He's not. That's him. It's just manipulation he is trying to pull off so he can get what he want in the end. But I also want to say thank you to the people that did protest against this. Thank you so much because honestly, there is a lot of people out here, they don't care whether it's right or wrong. Some people just truly don't care. It's all about their privilege. And a lot of people can't even swallow their own pride and just say slavery was wrong. So even though it hurts others, they don't care. As long as they're being pleased in the end, that's all they care about. And now I want to talk about the sheriff, T.K. Waters, because of the simple fact that he said that there was nothing indicating that the gunman should have not owned guns. And also the fact that he felt like the system did not fail when it came to this case. And I thought those were the most dumbest things that he ever said. Because how could you possibly think that y'all have not failed? This guy was detained for 72 hours. He was even on medication. So somewhere down the line, someone did not do their job. And I felt like he should just say something different besides that. And also another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that he used the N-word. I really didn't like that he said that. I felt like he already said the fact that he wanted to kill black people. You could have just said that. You didn't have to use the N-word. I don't know why he felt the need to use that word. But to me, I felt like he shouldn't have used it. And now we'll talk about the gunman parents, because the gunman, he was racist. And they were saying that the son was a Republican, but the parents were a Democrat. And I'll be honest, I don't fully believe that because of the simple fact he was racist. So who taught him that? Who taught him to be racist? Who taught him to be biased towards black people? Hate is taught. Nobody is just born racist. Hate is taught the same way love is taught. So to me, I feel like someone had to teach him it. And who did? Because I'm pretty sure the parents knew that he was racist. If they say they didn't know, I'm confused on how they didn't, because you know when someone is racist. You can tell if you having conversations about certain things. You can tell by what they say and how they react to it, or how they act towards other people that are different races or sexual orientations from them. You can tell. There had to be some signs, whether they ignored it or they knew. There had to be signs, because there are always signs. But I will say this, please raise your kids to love and not hate. Treat people how you want to be treated, because you would not want anyone to murder your child because of their sexuality or because of the color of their skin. But this is all for today. Thank you all for tuning in and listening to my podcast. I hope you all have a lovely day.